Hello, this is Dee Damson, and today we are going to do a Van Gogh. We're going to do one of my favorites and hopefully your favorites. And this is the sunflowers, and it's the one that has the really bright blue background. But we are going to do it obviously in watercolor, and that is not something that he was doing. But before we begin, please don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to get notifications for our future videos. And I'm gonna go real fast, just explaining how I sketched it. You have a vase, pretty much is an oval shape. You have 3 circles for the main flowers, and then I added a circle for the outside where the petals are, just to help me kind of direct them and stay more even around the middle part of the sunflower. And I did that for the top flower and also the one on the left. And the one on the right, it seems like it lost its petals, so it's just a big middle center for the sunflower. And the brush pretty much is helping me. It's a round 6-inch brush. The paint that I'm using is actually Van Gogh paint, and the brush comes with the set. And I am using the shape of the brush pretty much to help me create those petals. Super easy. And I'm going from yellow, super transparent yellow, and then gently increasing the color and also moving it towards a little bit more orange. And obviously I'm not putting the yellow or the orange on top of the yellow. I'm kind of moving them around so all the colors will be visible, and it's adding a lot more dimension to the artwork. Trying to kind of follow what he was doing, but also we are doing watercolor, so we're gonna have to do a lot of faking. And I am mixing green with yellow to just make it very light, so it's a light green and yellow. And also I'm mixing the light green with ochre, and that will give you a beautiful green too. For the side leaves, again, this is almost like a triangle, but instead of a straight line for the sides, we just gave a little bit of a wave. And you have 2 leaves pointing to the side, right side, 2 leaves pointing to kind of the table, and then few leaves pointing up. And then on the top sunflower we also have 2 little wavy lines almost. So use the brush in your advantage, because the brush is a perfect shape to create those shapes. The vase is a greenish blue color, so we're gonna try to do that, and the bottom part is kind of whitish. But if we just leave it white, that will not be interesting. So we are going to add a little bit of a shadow with the blue and create the illusion of being white without really being white. And just the most important thing is, since we're creating a Van Gogh and we're doing a very impressionistic painting, to add a lot of tiny little brush strokes. So I'm constantly pushing my brush down and lifting it up, and trying to create a lot of brush strokes, so it's not just one brush strokes pulling it to create a shape, but I am bouncing my brush up and down on the canvas. And for the sunflowers, we are moving between yellow to red, and also using some of the ochre, yellow ochre. Just tiny little dots for the center, just adding a little details the way he used to do his painting. And it's a little bit different with watercolor because we are starting with the super pale colors, and very slowly and gently we're increasing the color and the variation, of course. But if you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Post them in the description below, where I will have all the materials that I'm using. There's going to be links to make it easy for you guys to find them. And yeah, so adding a little bit more like darker red with brown and ochre, so that is another beautiful combination that you can use, and it creates that deep reddish brownish color. We are going to start with the background, and we are going to steal a color from another set, but this color is tallow blue, and it's just going to be beautiful as a background. So it is almost like turquoise color, and sometimes I add a little bit of Verdian, which is a greenish bluish greenish color, and that combination just perfectly goes in the top area of Van Gogh's painting. And obviously I'm starting with a very transparent one and then adding more brush strokes. So again, I'm just trying to not do one complete brush stroke in an area, but I'm kind of bouncing around and just adding little dots here and there and pushes and lifts with the brush. Also, you're gonna see me adding a lot of outlining on the leaves and the flowers. And I am trying to have one area dry before I add a second layer or third layer. This couple of leaves on the top are bluish, and I mixed them with a little bit of green, so it's bluish green. Tiny bit of shadow right there, which kind of pushed that flower out of the vase. And now the bottom was graded in a couple of parts. So the first one, I'm going to add tons of brush strokes in different colors, and I'm moving between reddish brown and red and blue and yellow and tons of colors. And I need this part to dry to do another technique, and you're going to see it kind of towards the end. And that's the bottom of the vase, a little bit of transparent blue. It still has the illusion of being a white area without really being white. So just filling in, waiting for the colors to dry a little bit, and then coming back and adding more. Because I want the density of, even if it's the same color, to from a little bit more transparent to more enhanced color to be dry before I add the other one. So they're not mixing, but I can see those brush strokes. So very transparent black. This black is almost invisible, but on that very pale painting, even that almost invisible black is good enough. There is the outline on the top, and that's going to define a little bit better the petals. Gonna do it for some of the parts in the middle of the flowers or anywhere that it needs a little bit more a push to be more visible or more pronounced. And we're losing the center of this flower, so I'm going to emphasize a little bit on that. And this is when the bottom colors dry a little bit, I'm gonna run clean brush, and I'm constantly cleaning that brush and drying it to kind of soften these brush strokes. so they're a little bit mixed but not too much. So this was the little trick for the bottom part of the painting. And I was trying here to put my initial right there, but it was still too wet, so I'm gonna do that later. But I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell. And if you liked it, don't forget that thumbs up, and happy painting. Thanks for watching.